Okay, so think about vinegar for just a second. What's the first thing that pops into your head? Maybe um, splashing some on a salad, or maybe pickling. Yeah, something you probably just like tuck away in the pantry, right? Don't give it much thought. Most likely, it feels pretty mundane. Well, today we are going on a deep dive into something honestly truly surprising: the vibrant and unexpectedly booming global vinegar market. We pulled together some comprehensive market projections for this, offering you a real shortcut, to understanding the powerful financial currents flowing through this really ancient product. Our mission today is to unpack these frankly remarkable growth forecasts for vinegar. We want to identify not just where this expansion is happening, regionally speaking, but also how. How this unassuming liquid is quietly transforming into a robust global commodity with uses far beyond just the kitchen shelf. We're talking like wellness, beauty, even industrial stuff. Yeah, you might actually be shocked by what we uncover here. So let's unpack this with some pretty fascinating numbers to start. The global vinegar market, get this, generated just over $6 billion in revenue back in 2021.
6 billion? That's already quite something for vinegar.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. It's projected to climb to nearly 7 billion by 2025,
Yeah.
and then eventually hitting over $9 billion by 2033.
Wow, 9 billion. That's some serious growth for something so, well, humble. And what's truly remarkable here is that this isn't just, a fleeting trend. When we look at something called the compound annual growth rate, or KGR,
Right, the key GR.
yeah, we're essentially talking about the average annual growth rate over a specific period smoothed out. For the global vinegar market, that's a steady 3.416%.
3.4% every year on average.
Exactly. And this figure, it isn't just about more salad dressing. It reflects
Yeah.
really consistent consumer demand, yes, but also genuine innovation in the category.
Yeah.
We're seeing vinegar move from those sort of traditional culinary uses
Hmm.
into new booming areas. Think probiotic-rich vinegars for gut health, for example.
Like apple cider vinegar and things like that.
Yeah, precisely. Or even new eco-friendly cleaning solutions that leverage its natural acidity. It's diversifying.
That's incredible. So, okay, we've kind of opened the curtain on the sheer scale of this market globally. Now, let's maybe grab our magnifying glass, zoom in a bit, region by region, see where vinegar is truly making its biggest splash.
Good idea. Where should we start?
Let's kick off our regional tour in North America. This region brought in just under $2.5 billion in 2021.
Almost half the global total back then?
Yeah, exactly. And it's projected to climb to almost 3.5 billion by 2033, showing an annual growth rate, that CEOR, of just over 3%.
So steady growth there, too.
Right. And breaking that down a bit, the United States, unsurprisingly, leads the region. They reported nearly $2 billion in 2021 alone.
Wow.
And that's expected to reach almost 2.8 billion by 2033.
Okay, so the U.S. is the giant. But what about Canada and Mexico? Well, while the U.S. is the largest player, what's interesting actually is Canada. It showcases a notably higher growth rate, almost 3.75% annually.
Oh, interesting. Higher than the U.S. average.
Yeah. It's expected to grow from around $250 million in 2021 to nearly $400 million by 2033. And Mexico also plays a significant role. Revenues over $210 million in 2021, projected to reach over $310 million by 2033.
So it really shows a steady, quite diverse demand across the whole continent.
Absolutely. And there's a strong push from health and wellness trends. You mentioned ACV earlier.
Right, apple cider vinegar. It's
Yeah.
everywhere now.
Exactly. That surging popularity is moving it from like the back of the pantry right into the medicine cabinet for many people.
Okay, fascinating stuff in North America. Now, let's hop across the pond. Let's turn our attention to Europe.
The traditional heartland for many types of vinegar, like balsamic or wine vinegar.
Precisely. And this is a market with those deep traditions,
Yeah.
yet it's still showing, healthy growth. The European market stood at nearly $1.3 billion in 2021,
Okay.
and it's on track to reach over $1.8 billion by 2033,
Which gives it a cage year of.
just under 3% annually. So similar to North America overall, but a bit lower. Looking at individual countries, the United Kingdom shows solid growth, moving from over $168 million in 2021 to projected almost $250 million by 2033.
Okay, steady. And Germany. They often have strong food markets.
Yeah, Germany follows a really strong path, growing
Mhm.
from over 257 million in 2021 to over 390 million by 2033. That boasts an impressive annual growth rate, actually, over 3.6%.
Ah, so Germany's growing faster than the European average then. Interesting. And there are other significant contributors too, I assume, supporting Europe's continued demand.
Absolutely. You've got France, projected to grow from over 190 million to more than 250 million.
Right.
And Italy, famous for balsamic, of course, from nearly 130 million to almost 176 million.
Makes sense.
Spain also sees a notable increase from just under 100 million in 2021 to almost 146 million by 2033.
Okay. And beyond the big players, well, even countries like Sweden and Denmark, in the Nordic region, they're contributing. They have annual growth rates of over 3.1% and 2.7% respectively.
So it's pretty widespread growth.
It really underscores that even in these, mature markets with their strong culinary traditions, there's still continued incremental but very important growth.
And what's driving that in Europe, do you think?
A lot of it seems fueled by gourmet and specialty vinegars. Think aged balsamics, fruit-infused vinegars, and also just a renewed appreciation generally for quality fermented products.
Right, that whole fermentation trend.
Okay.
So we've covered the sort of established markets, North America and Europe. But if we're talking about really explosive growth...
Ah, you're heading to Asia Pacific, aren't you?
Exactly. Our next stop, the Asia Pacific region, is where the market is truly, well, buzzing.
You're absolutely right. What truly stands out, it's fascinating, is the Asia Pacific region. This area is growing significantly faster than many others.
Okay, hit me with the numbers.
Right. So from just over $1.46 billion in 2021, it's projected to reach nearly $2.43 billion by 2033.
Yeah.
And that's at a substantial annual growth rate, a CAGR, of over 4.3%.
Over 4.3%. That's much higher than North America or Europe.
Much higher. And this explosive growth, it isn't just about, sheer population size, although that helps. It's also fueled by factors like rising disposable incomes across the region,
Okay.
an increasing health consciousness, which is driving demand for natural and fermented products.
Like we saw elsewhere, but maybe amplified.
Perhaps, yeah. And also the deep, deep cultural integration of vinegar in traditional cuisines there.
Right, like rice vinegar, black vinegar.
Yeah.
It's fundamental in many dishes.
Yeah.
And China really leads the pack in that region, doesn't it?
It does. China's surging from over $448 million in 2021 to a projected over $760 million in 2033.
Huge numbers.
And India.
Wow.
India boasts the highest growth rate, the highest CAGR in the entire region.
Get out. What is it?
Over 5.1% annually.
5.1. Incredible.
Yeah, growing from just over $216 million to nearly $394 million by 2033.
What's fueling that massive growth in India specifically?
Well, it seems to be not just those traditional culinary uses, but also a really growing interest in fermented foods generally. And also natural beauty remedies, where vinegar sometimes plays a role.
Interesting. And Singapore. I remember seeing that mentioned.
Yes, Singapore is expected to almost double its revenue from just over $51 million in 2021 to nearly $89 million by 2033. Really strong growth in a smaller market.
And I assume places like Japan, South Korea, Australia are also contributing.
Oh, absolutely. Japan, South Korea, Australia, Southeast Asia generally, Taiwan, they're all contributing solid or, rising demand. It paints a picture of really widespread dynamic expansion across Asia.
Yeah, just think about the sheer volume of, say, rice vinegar used daily across millions of households in China and Japan.
Exactly. It's woven into the very fabric of their cuisine.
And that sustained demand, combined with these new health trends,
Yeah.
it fuels these remarkable numbers.
It certainly does.
Okay, so Asia-Pacific is the high-growth star. Now let's cast our gaze maybe to the emerging trends in South America, the Middle East, and Africa.
Right, rounding out the global picture.
Starting with South America. The market there is anticipated to rise from just over $373 million in 2021 to nearly $580 million by 2033.
And the growth rate there.
It's pretty strong, too. An annual growth rate of over 3.7%.
Okay, so higher than North America and Europe, closer to the global average pace.
Exactly. And Brazil leads that regional segment, projected to reach over $227 million by 2033.
And other countries.
Argentina and Chile also showing strong upward trends, according to the projections.
Okay, South America looking solid. What about the Middle East?
The Middle East is another area to watch closely, definitely. It's projected to grow from just over $270 million in 2021 to over $415 million by 2033.
Okay.
That's an annual growth rate of over 3.6%. So again, quite healthy.
Any standouts there? The UAE in particular demonstrates really strong consumer interest and maybe some innovation too. It's increasing from over $54 million in 2021 to almost $89 million by 2033.
And the CAGR.
An impressive 4.1% plus. So quite dynamic growth in the UAE.
Wow.
And of course, Saudi Arabia and Turkey are also key contributors there. It reflects, growing culinary diversity and health awareness in the region.
Got it. And finally, Africa. Yes, Africa. Now, while it's smaller in scale compared to other regions,
Understandable.
it's definitely showing promise, rising from just over $174 million in 2021 to over $266 million by 2033.
Okay, and the growth rate.
The CAGR is nearly 3% annually, about 2.9%.
So steady growth, even if from a smaller base.
Exactly. And both Nigeria and South Africa show notable market value increases in the data, suggesting, a growing interest in packaged goods generally and diverse food applications for vinegar.
Makes sense as economies develop.
Okay. So, wow, we've journeyed right across the globe, haven't we? Examining the surprising economic power of vinegar.
It's kind of amazing when you lay it all out.
It really is.
Yeah.
So let's try and tie this all together. What does this all mean for you, our listener? What's maybe the biggest takeaway from all these numbers and trends we've discussed?
Yeah, if we connect all this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
what we're really seeing is a truly flavorful mix, if you'll pardon the pun.
Oh, nice.
A mix of steady growth in some areas, incredible regional diversification like we saw in Asia Pacific,
Yeah.
and just strong consumer demand across not just food, but also, importantly, wellness and other specialty sectors now.
Yeah.
Vinegar, I mean, this product has literally been around for millennia.
Since ancient times.
Right. And it continues to find new relevance and new markets. It's quite resilient from the, traditional tables of Europe using balsamic and wine vinegars to the rising demand across Asia for rice and black vinegars and health trends driving things in the Americas. It really shows how a seemingly humble everyday product can actually become a powerhouse of economic growth and innovation. And on a truly global scale, it just underscores the kind of hidden power of everyday items when you look closely.
That's a great summary. It's truly remarkable how a product we often just take for granted is generating such significant economic activity and finding new relevance in so many surprising ways. We've certainly had a fascinating deep dive into its consistent global growth and those surprising new applications.
Definitely moved beyond just seasoning our salads.
Absolutely.
Far beyond.
And, this kind of raises an important question, maybe something for you, the listener, to ponder.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Well, what other everyday items, maybe things sitting in your pantry right now, might be quietly undergoing a similar kind of revolution, transforming their traditional roles into new, maybe
Yeah.
booming markets around the globe?
That's a really interesting thought.
Yeah, consider the hidden potential, maybe, in your own daily routines. What else is out there?
Okay, so have you ever really stopped to think about that bottle of vinegar in your pantry? For most of us, right, it's probably just for salad dressing, maybe a bit of cleaning. But what if I told you that unassuming liquid is actually a quiet powerhouse? It's like behind the scenes shaping these big trends in health, wellness, even sustainability globally. So today, yeah, we're doing a deep dive into its surprising, really dynamic world.
It is fascinating, isn't it, how something so, common has become so central to major market shifts. Our mission here really is to pull out the most important nuggets from the source material we've looked at. We want to reveal the key drivers, maybe some of the challenges, and definitely the exciting innovations turning this simple product into a multifunctional powerhouse.
It really is amazing how much it's evolving. So let's start with maybe the core reason for its growth, its role as a natural functional food ingredient. When you're walking down the grocery aisles, why might you be seeing it or ingredients derived from it more often?
Well, a huge factor is this really significant consumer shift towards clean label products. People want natural stuff, ingredients they recognize, minimal processing. Vinegar fits that perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a natural preservative, it can aid digestion, and it has these pretty strong antimicrobial properties. That's largely down to the acetic acid.
Right.
So it stops various microorganisms from growing. And this isn't just home kitchens anymore. It's huge in commercial food service dressings, marinades, those trendy detox drinks. And pickling is booming. It's really a go-to because it offers that function and a clean flavor profile people want.
That makes total sense. But how does that versatility play out beyond just function? It seems like vinegar is also taking us on a bit of a global culinary tour.
Hmm.
With global travel, multicultural dining becoming so much more accessible thanks to things like YouTube, Instagram. We're all exploring diverse foods. Is that global shift also opening up new ways we use vinegar in cooking?
Oh, absolutely. That trend is directly linked to vinegar's rising popularity.
Mm.
It's just so adaptable across different cuisines. Think about balsamic vinegar. It practically defines certain Italian dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Or, rice vinegar. It's completely essential in Japanese cooking. And then you've got palm vinegar, which is really embedded in Southeast Asian recipes.
Mm-hmm.
So this wide cultural significance, this adaptability, it's not just interesting trivia. It's a strategic advantage. It lets vinegar gain traction in mainstream markets and these growing niche food scenes as, culinary boundaries keep blurring.
Right. And speaking of rising stars, we have to talk about the big one, apple cider vinegar. ACV. Have you noticed this? I mean, ACV seem to be popping up absolutely everywhere,
Yeah.
especially in that whole wellness and functional food space. What is going on there? What's behind that huge surge?
The ACV's boom, yeah, it's largely down to a whole host of health claims.
Mhm.
Things like supporting weight loss, helping control blood sugar, improving gut health. You hear about it all.
Right.
And wellness influencers, natural health blogs, the rise of detox drinks,
Yeah.
they've really pushed ACV into the spotlight.
Mhm.
What's really interesting, though, is how it's moved beyond just being a liquid condiment. Now you find it in gummies, tonics, capsules, lining shelves in grocery stores and pharmacies.
Wow.
Yeah, this diversification, it isn't just about convenience. It really signals a fundamental shift in how people are thinking about and using health-boosting ingredients.
That's a massive surge for ACV, but I guess, rapid growth like that, it must come with challenges, right? What's one of the biggest hurdles the vinegar market as a whole is facing?
Indeed, yeah. A really significant one is the unpredictability of raw materials. Because vinegar comes from natural agricultural products. Fruits, grains, sugar crops producers are pretty vulnerable. Things like weather changes, climate change impacts, even geopolitical stuff.
Yeah.
It all plays a role. Crop failures or big swings in prices can seriously mess up production cycles. It forces companies to raise their prices or completely rethink their supply chains. This is especially tough in developing markets where things might be less stable. It really raises that crucial question. How do you keep quality and price consistent when your base ingredient is so naturally variable?
That sounds like a huge logistical puzzle. Okay, so beyond the supply chain, what's another hurdle? Is it maybe the product itself, the taste?
You hit it, yeah. Vinegar strong, acidic taste.
Yeah.
It can put some people off, especially consumers who are new to things like wellness drinks or maybe younger people with different taste preferences.
Right, it can be intense.
Exactly.
Right.
So brands end up having to invest quite a bit in taste masking techniques. They might use natural sweeteners or develop complex flavor profiles to balance that acidity, or they create specifically flavored alternatives. And that, of course, adds complexity and cost to R&D, to marketing. It can be a barrier, especially for newer companies.
And then on top of all that, there's the challenge you mentioned, navigating all the different global regulations. That sounds like a potential minefield.
Oh, it absolutely is. It creates real logistical and financial burdens. Different countries often have very distinct rules for food labeling, what ingredients are allowed, what health claims you can make.
Right.
So launching the same vinegar product in, say, the US, Europe, and Asia might mean totally separate formulations, different certifications, tons of paperwork for each place.
Wow.
And that hits small and artisanal producers really hard, the ones aiming for international growth. It just creates this high barrier to entry and can kind of stifle innovation in those niche areas.
Okay, so despite those pretty big challenges, supply, taste, regulations, innovation is clearly still thriving. This market is resilient. Let's pivot a bit to some of the really exciting developments. How are things changing in terms of the products themselves?
One of the really fun areas is the rise of flavored and infused vinegars.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing things like, rosemary, basil, balsamic, or maybe a pomegranate white wine vinegar popping up.
Mm-hmm. Fancy stuff.
Exactly. You find them in upscale grocery stores, online. These aren't just novelties. These premium products really cater to home chefs, food lovers looking for something unique. It's kind of extending that whole craft movement, like craft beer or artisanal cheese, into the condiment aisle.
That's cool. And it's not just about what we eat anymore, is it? I've noticed vinegar showing up in some really surprising places, like non-culinary uses.
Yes, its versatility is truly amazing. It's increasingly being used in eco-friendly cleaning products.
Right, I've seen that.
And in skincare regimens, even hair care formulas. That's thanks to its natural antibacterial and antifungal properties. The whole DIY and natural living movement has really pushed vinegar way beyond the kitchen. It's become a household essential. And this expansion, it's not just finding new uses. It fundamentally changes how we see these basic pantry items. It goes from being just a commodity to, well, a versatile wellness tool and an eco-friendly solution that massively increases its market potential.
And finally, we can't ignore the digital side of things. The internet, e-commerce. That seems to have completely changed how vinegar gets to us, especially for smaller brands.
Oh, absolutely vital.
Hmm.
E-commerce and direct-to-consumer marketing are key now. Brands are using social media really smartly, not just selling, but educating people, sharing recipes, building whole wellness communities around their products.
Yeah.
And it's pretty common now to see subscription boxes or wellness bundles that feature vinegar-based products. That signals a huge shift in distribution and branding. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, you see how digital reach is kind of democratizing the market. It lets these small batch producers, organic labels, wellness startups, that it lets them thrive right alongside the big established players.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening in? We started this deep dive thinking about, a simple pantry staple, and it turns out vinegar is just so much more than a condiment.
It really is. Vinegar is asserting this powerful role in food innovation. It's driving new health trends. It's contributing to sustainability, and it's adapting brilliantly to e-commerce. It's really become a central player in a dynamic, constantly evolving global marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. From your salad bowl to maybe your skincare routine, it's proving its worth in ways we didn't expect. So maybe as you go about your day, think about it. What does the incredible journey of vinegar from this ancient staple to a modern wellness trend and household essential reveal? How does it show our understanding of simple ingredients can just completely evolve? And maybe what other everyday items are out there just waiting for us to discover their hidden potential, poised for a similar kind of revolution?